should be up. Should be okay. I had a little problem. I had to relog into some of the stuff, which is annoying. Don't have to do that often. Alright. Okay, so we got. Let's work on the boots and the belt. Get those done. Do the hair as well today. Alright. So, in order to do that, we'll need some colored paint. Some light colors, belted red. Alright. There we are. I think it's you. What's the color I need? I think it is. Alright. Also have some of you and maybe some white. Figure it out as we go. Where's my white? White's kind of an important color, and why am I missing it? Yeah, shit. Oh, there it is. It's on the floor. Not the most organized of people. I really need to fix that. But I'll get to it later. Oh, speaking of getting to things later, I finally did get some. I went to the store yesterday, got some light bulbs for up there. Hopefully they'll work out. Yeah, the I checked out the light bulbs I think I got before, and they said lasts up to 22 years. They did not last even 3. Got that. So I think they lied. They got a different brand because of that. Yeah, I think the brand I got was the Great Value, Walmart's brand of shit, and they kind of suck. Alright. Actually, pretty decent color. That's pretty close, actually. We do I think that'll work as a good base layer. Paintbrush. We'll go with you. So yeah, it would be all you. Yeah, it's a good base color to work with. Darken it up in spots and lighten it up, but that's a good one to work with. There we are. But yeah, so yesterday I was working on it, repairing a TV. They are not fun to work on. Very big, very awkward, and they've got a giant glass screen that very fragile. And the thing I was repairing was the backlight on them, which is a big old string of LED lights stuck to the back of the frame. And there's like 50 of them or so. And that's what I was trying to repair. It was not fun at all. And honestly, it's not worth it repairing TVs. It's cheaper to get a new one. Well, more reliable to get a new one in that range, because we're already costing him like 150, 200 bucks to get his TV fixed, which just get a new one, buddy. So, yeah. Official rules of my choice is no more toasters. No more big, odd, random shit. Because it never works out well for the repair stuff. It takes a lot of time, a lot of space, and I can't guarantee I'll fix it. Which kind of sucks, but it just doesn't work. Clearing in the spaces here. Yeah, that's actually looking pretty good. But yeah, yesterday was weird. Not a lot went right. That's very off. That's wrong, but can't do much about it now, so. Well, it's not about being perfect, it's about getting it done. That's what I set out to do with this guy. Let's go with that. I will edit it some. Give that a little darkening bit there. Call it good for there. But yeah, yesterday was just weird. Yeah. Many times when I come home, my dad says, "Did you fix anything today?" And I had to sit there and think, and the answer was, no, I didn't actually fix anything that day. Maybe a phone. Yeah, this lady came in with a phone. She wanted the battery replaced because it keeps dying on her. So I did that. Pop out the battery, put in the new one, try and boot it up, make sure it works. It powers up, but it doesn't boot up. It's stuck in an Apple boot loop. And so in order to fix that, we have to completely wipe the phone. So, did I fix it? Kinda? Sort of? Not really? I don't know. Yeah, that TV took hours of me working on it. I had to have somebody else help me lift it to make sure I didn't break something. Even with that, I think I still did. Don't tell nobody, but it sucks. Alright, his hair is a little lighter, so mix in a bit of that color. I think will be good. Yeah, some days are just like that. Days like that come and go. Hopefully they don't stick around for longer than they need to. I would classify it yesterday as a Monday. Definitely a Monday. Because it's also, I say it's like one of my busy days because I have to rush home because we have a family game night with my brother, stepbrother, and my dad. We kind of planned to get together and play a game that day, but turns out that I'm like the only one who keeps trying to get it going. And today, my brothers weren't quite there. My dad had forgotten about it, and I was the only one who remembered. So, surprise, surprise, that didn't happen. But that's life sometimes. Try to get that going, but didn't just didn't work out right, I guess. Which actually turned out okay a bit. It meant I was able to get to bed a bit early and actually get some sleep today, which is always nice. I tend to be running low on that particular currency. Alright, so let's get back to it. This time it's his hair. I think this can be shaded. Yes, it needs a little bit darker color, but we can fix that up later. For now, we're doing a base color. We'll fix it as we go. It's actually turning out okay. I'm surprised. Kind of words. I'm a bit shocked at how well this is turning out. It's better than I kind of planned. I guess I'm just getting better at it. Still need a bit more paint. Fill out those grid lines. Oh yeah, and yesterday one of the viewers suggested charcoal. I think I'll look into that a bit. But gotta go to the art store for that. And was on a bit of a time crunch yesterday to get back home in time to do for the game day with everybody. Alright. Just add in the paint little by little. Alright. There we are. Now, one of the fun things about the Zelda world is some of the theories that people come up with, because there's a lot of attention to detail in these games, much more so than most people would kind of realize. And there's actually multiple timelines It's the only way that any of it makes sense. In one fashion or another, anyway. And because there's a lot of references, very minor but very significant ones, in the games. And it's fascinating seeing people try and piece it all together, and make it all work out using in-game dialogue, history, all sorts of stuff. And this one in particular is very controversial in what it does, because this one sits outside of everything else, but still is a part of the series somehow. People don't quite know what to make of it. Technically speaking, this game, Majora's Mask, could technically be a figment of Link's imagination. He just like fell into a magical power nap or something and imagined it all and then went on his way, and it could still technically fit. Which I could live with that, but I don't think that's the case. If Nintendo came out and said, yeah, it was all just a dream or something, okay, yeah, sure, I could live with it, but I don't think it's the case. I'd like to believe it actually did happen, and he worked his way around some of that stuff. Alright. And it's got Zelda theorists all worked up with different ways of things working out. Alright, okay. Here we go. Needs more paint. Alright. This hair looks okay, but I'm not quite sure where to take it. It's close. I'm not sure. I guess it might need just a tinge darker. Maybe hitting a brown might help. Well, in any case, I think I'll work with the black lines, get those in place, work on it a bit better, see how well it looks after that. Speaking of, I need to put black on the palette here. Little touch up right over here. Right over there. Nice, cover up and hide all our mistakes. Do not look at the man behind the curtain. He does not exist. There are no grid lines on this painting. How dare you accuse me of such? There we are. Good enough for now. Now I need to get some black. There it is. There's the black. But yeah. And one of the other things, just talking about Zelda, because that's what I know a bit about that. Apparently, not apparently, but they are coming out with a Breath of the Wild 2. One of the comments during the showcasing of the teaser trailer a year ago was that it's a bit darker than the original. There's some controversy about that of sorts. In that, technically, since it's a translation of the Japanese, I believe most people considered what he said to mean this new game might be darker than this one, which this is terribly dark. But I have other people saying that that was actually just the him commenting of yeah, I guess this trailer is kind of dark, isn't it? Type of talk. Give me a sec. Get colors here. Paint is really hard to get fine, especially with a thick brush like this. It's the smallest one I got. It's a 0. I probably got a smaller one somewhere, but I don't know where it is. A bit more color, a bit more. If I have too much paint, it's just a big old blob. It doesn't look right. If I don't have enough paint, it just dries up before I get it on the canvas. I think I need smaller brushes. Something. If you are. Okay, oh, I missed the spot. I think I had that saved up for the hair. Oh, hello, hello. Yes, yes. It's nice to be here. Nice that you are here. But yeah, it's painting some stuff. There. That's what it looks like so far. And man, I need to put those light bulbs in. Definitely make that easier to see. Stupid lights. I know, lighting doesn't look too bad. I was told that a couple times yesterday. But still, it bugs me that there shouldn't need to be like that. Alright. There we go. There's the main hair outline. Just like that. And it needs a few very, very small little lines in here. Try to be as light as I can. They still seem a little fat. Yeah, it is. In that regards, I don't think I'm going to be doing as many game things anymore. I still will be. I still have Igarashi to read through. But yeah, it is nice getting back into the crafting aspect of things. English, huh? It makes no sense. English does not make any sense at all. But it is the most spoken language other than Chinese, statistically, I think. Or is Arab the next one down? I can't remember. But yeah, Chinese is by the numbers, but English is by practicality. Oh, speaking of languages, I'm picking up Japanese again. Beatrice talked me into it a bit. So I started up picking that up again. See where we get to. Yeah, she showed me some Anki flashcard deck things to work with, which I haven't used before. I know it gets recommended, but it was... I'm not sure why I didn't do it before. Just something kept holding me back for whatever reason. I'm going to be giving that a shot in the coming days. Actually come a lot closer like that. There we are. A little bit darker there. Fill that in. There we go. Give me a sec. Trying to use up the paint while I got it. Well, to be honest, I'm probably going to be bebopping around later on. For now, I'm sticking with painting until something else pops up. Something... I can't guarantee anything. It's, you know me. I will be sticking with painting for a while, though. There's a, the Halloween contest thing I did last year, the 3D model. I'm going to be doing that again, this time an actual painting. See how that fares. I have no idea what or how or what I'm going to do about it, but I figure let's give that one a shot. Alright. Fairly certain I could do decently well in that contest. I think one of the other things is I'm going to try and look into more contest type stuff, see if I could take a shot at any of it. Yeah, because one of the things, my paintings take me a long time to paint if I have no deadline. This guy, I've got a personal deadline of a week. I want to finish this guy in a week, see if I can do that. So I'm trying to rush through it. And somewhere along the line I realized I could probably look into a competition or an event or something of that sort, which has a definitive deadline, which might get me to get my butt in gear. And maybe improve my skills just a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Yes, people have gotten busy. Things have happened. I know. I have been thinking about shifting up my hours a bit. Maybe doing some things. If you got any, like, days preferable or whatnot, let me know in the Discord or whatever. I'm trying to consider this stuff, but I don't know. Chat box is not working. Why are you not working? You should be working. Why are you not working? Okay. An hour before? That was one thing I was considering. I think my chat link might be old. Where the hell do I get that? I've just like had the chat box there forever. Alright, no, not you. Titles, that wouldn't be it. I'll look into the chat, get that. Oh, here we are. Is that it? No, that's just the app. No, I'll fix the chat later. Write it down. Alright, yeah. Don't be late. Wasn't my fault. Long to-do list. It's actually relatively short, honestly. Yep, checkbox is not working. Why are you not working? Nah. Yeah, technically my to-do list cannot be long because it's made out of sticky notes. They're only that big. But yeah, see you later. Can't remember what my chat box settings are. I'll figure it out. Hi. In the meantime, let's paint some more hair. It's kind of fascinating watching this come alive, because I get to see a little bit. It's just, I don't know how to quite explain it. I started with a flat color, but now it's taking shape. It's taking form, and it's a bit more than just a couple of lines on the canvas. Working out, it's really fascinating. Just a couple little lines make a huge difference in how something looks. I can't rush this one. I only get like one little dab of paint. If I try and work with it elsewise, it just kind of just blobs around. So I gotta keep applying the paint. See all that little black stuff right up here? That's me wiping the paint off so I can get a clean line. A lot of wasted space, but it is what it is. There we are. It is somewhat annoying. This paint dries very fast. That was one of the issues I had when I was working with some miniatures. Miniatures have tiny brushes, and I've got them somewhere around here. Don't know where exactly all my miniature paint stuff went to, but it's around here somewhere. And I would have to dab paint, do a little bit, because it would dry on the way to me drawing it, painting it, whatever the current task is. And I'd have to redo it. I think one of the big things is like temperature, maybe the humidity in the air. It's very dry up here. That might have one thing to do with it, I think. But I don't know, it's kind of just me guessing and maybe having excuses. I don't know. I did have a wet palette to work with there. Try and get the colors to last a little bit longer. They did, actually. But
I don't quite have that here. I have to make another one. And a wet palette is nice, but it does get a little messy at times. I think that's a decent hair. Oop, one more here. And of course you dry out. And of course you do. Of course you do. Maybe that's why I had to re-log into the program I use for chat, Restream. I bet they did a re-update to the chat box or something. And that might be why it's all wonky now. Oop, I missed this bit here. Can't have that now. Can't have missed little hair tuft. There we are. A little bit more down here. There we are. And I think I can fill in some of the spot over here. Like that. Still need recolored in with some actual skin over there. We'll call that one good. Alright. I'm actually really proud of that. That came out really well looking. I need to touch up the colors. I think there's a couple highlight spots on the side over here, and then a bit darker on the back. Like I said, it was a good base color to work with. I've got the eye there, the ear over here. That's what we can work with. Right over there. Fill it in. Right there. Get that one sorted out. And there's another little blob right after it. A little bit of a... There we are. Okay. Alright. Now, we do have the belt there to work with on the outline, and as well as the shield and stuff. So, while I'm at it, just in this mood still, I've got this brush. Let's touch that up. And this side seems to be pretty... Yeah, currently I have the this strap is just a semi placeholder, because in the actual artwork he's got pouches on it. And right now I just have it as a flat strap. I think I can work with it here actually. I fill in the straps with the black here and create them that way. Alright, let's give it a shot. Right from the chin, right on over down into the sleeve. And a little bit thicker. And it rounds out just a bit right over there. And seems like we have one a little too big, so we'll have to edit it in a bit over there. Pull in the little strap and make a nice little pouch right there. There we go. And now on to the second one. And it looks like a little bit of a pouch there. This one goes up and around the collar. We've got a little bit of a looks like my paint has run out. That's alright. Just yeah, be safe and do another dip there. Need more paint. Definitely need more paint. Picked up a stray hair there. Alright, let's try this one again. Looks like I even forgot to color in that bit there. Right on the bottom of the collar. Alright, so we've got a pouch that comes out right over here and connects to it like that. And there you have it. Up and over like that. Flies on down. It meets up somewhere over here. And you can give it a little bit of depth there. Spread it on down. Loop it around and create ourselves a nice little pouch. Not quite overly happy with it. Needs a bit more. There we are. Bit of a thicker line there. Help realize it a bit better. Some slight blocking out here, just so we can give it a little bit of edge. There we are. It could be better, but we're not in the process of getting it perfect. We're here to get it done. That's what I'm trying to work with here. I'm running a bit on the last bits of paint here on the brush. Looks like we're out. Time to refill. Alright. Pick up paint again. Tap it off and let's give it a shot. Alright. So this one works a bit more like this. Have it flow around like that. This one has a little bit more of a shape to it. We'll fill it out as such. Or at least we'll try our best to. I think I need to extend it out a bit. Get a bit more brown in there. Not quite use this the edge and cheat it like we've been trying here. Oops. Right, call that one good. And squeeze it off a little bit over here. And then a couple more down here. I think one of the other things that might help out the illusion of depth here is some of the highlights on the strap there. So that's what I'm going to work with. As soon as I get these all strapped up and such. Alright. And it is honestly quite something, just realizing how much a little bit of color can change the whole thing. There we are. There we are. What? think his eyes need to be a little bit different shade. Those aren't quite his, but again, it's a alright base to work with. Yep. And I just noticed his chin is a little off. A little too pointy for what it should be. Just colored in just like that. Should be good. Alright. Alright, so let's try some of the brown here. Fill in a bit of this strap we got going here. It's alright. I think I'll need to let it dry, have a second coat on it. That should be okay. Alright, we're making progress, making progress. I'm just going to touch up his hair, but looks like that color has dried out on me. Alright, let's see if I can mix it back up again. I only need a little, just enough to sort out the color. It looks like I might not have enough. Dang it. Why you gotta go back in place. Let's see if that works out. Is that good enough? It's close enough. That's close enough of a mixture to work for us. Maybe a slight tinge bit too dark, but it's still okay. Alright. For whatever reason, the black color I've got lasts quite a long time. But all my other colors dry really, really quickly. Could be also how I have it all set up, but it is what it is. Slightly bit bigger. Oop. There we are. That's looking more like it. Just a little bit more paint. I can make it last. That'll work out, I think. Then we'll switch gears back into black. See how well we did. Yeah, see, this is all dried up. Doesn't come off. But this is still entirely workable. It's weird. I wonder if that's because it's so cheap, or the expensive stuff is designed that way. I don't know. And I did miss a spot. Dang it. There we are. And it dried out again. Just goes so fast. Maybe I add a little bit of this to it. See if that'll keep it alive a bit longer. I get this all ready. And paint brushes have a tip. At least this one has it's a bit worn, so it has a curve to it. I can use that to make a little flat side with it. If I can figure out which side it is. Started mixing colors, and that's a bit too dark for what we need there. Okay, so there we are. Go like that. There we are. Alright. It's alright. It's alright. And again, we're not looking for perfection. We're working for a finished product. Finished painting. Not a product, painting. Alright, so start here. Depth there. I think I might need to reshape his eyes some. So it look a little not quite entirely focused there. That's easy enough task to get done. Yeah, simple enough task, maybe not the easiest one though. Eyes tend to be a little bit tricky. Yeah, it just needs to slide over just the tiniest hair. And that eye should be good. Oops, actually I think I can make it one little bit more adjustment there. Bring it down just a little bit more. It's close to touching. There we are. There we are. Okay. That's, I think, all. Oh, nope. One more spot. One more spot. Doing what's called a cheater move there. Should be something there, but I'm covering it up because I forgot to put it in there. There we are. I think that's most everything. Oh, nope, I got that one too. Little. And there we go. Just had to overdo it. See if I can wipe that off. Not looking like that. So let's see if I can pick it up and put it a little bit extra. Make it seem like it's supposed to be there. There we go. Nope. Just looking, I can put a little tiny bit more right here. Make it look there. Eh. That does it. There we are. Okay. That's most of that. I can come up just a little bit more. Just the line right on the eye. I'm gonna try and touch that up. There we go. That's the look we're looking for. That's the look we're going for. There we got it. I'm not doing too bad. Alright, I do need to fix some of that stuff. I think the big one is some skin color around here, cover up some of the lines that have cropped up. I do need the darker hair color for the shading bit, namely like right here underneath. And shit, that's why you don't wave a paintbrush around. Well, it dried up, so I guess we'll go with the skin color. Alright, skin color, that would be, I think, that's right, it's you and white and a tinge of red. That's what we got for that stuff. Okay. You color and white. Where did my white go? Right here. Apparently I use a lot of white in my stuff. White as well, and then a tinge of red. Like literally just touch it, put it in, and it turns to a decent shade of pink. Alright, so let's work on that. Scrape off the old paint and get to it. Here's the red. And I can literally just dab it. That's enough. Okay, let's see. Let's go. Fill that back up a little, spread it around, see where we can get to. You out, spread it out. Alright. Before I do that, get a little crusty bit of paint away there. And see what we can get to. Pretty fair and pale skin, because he is a Hylian, which basically an elf. Now there's even I was reading a thread about some of that. Some people are were contemplating, because in the Legend of Zelda games there are Hylians, which are a little less red. Those closest to the goddesses of the world, and that was too much red. Yeah, way too much red. So let's mix it back in. And they're wondering what a human would be in the Zelda world, because they do exist, but they're not quite specified as to what a human, which ones are the humans and which ones. Apparently humans have like rounded ears, while the Hylians have the elfin ears. More white, more white. And they're contemplating some theories about what that may or may not mean for some of the story. Some of the historical what have yous. The Zelda history buffs, I guess. And that's looking like a decent color. We'll leave it at that. Let's see where we get to. Alright. Now I do need, I think, you. This brush here. Let's see where we get to. But again, like I was saying, it's always fascinating, and it's actually a bit brighter than what I had, but pretty dang close. For you guys, I had I think I'll use the smaller brush up there, touch up some of those white spots I got up here. And voila, look at that. He is no longer Harry Potter. Alright. Right about there, we got a bit of a dark spot there. Cover these back up. Get it back in there. And there we go. I still need a bit more paint, just a bit thicker coat. Cover that all right up. Alright, there we are. And there we are. We're working at it. Oh yeah, the ear. I needed to work on the ear. That was one of the ones. You know what? I think I will go with the small brush I've got here. Alright, there we are. Oh, clean. Good enough. Now, on this part, I don't have to be as delicate as with the black, because black is very overpowering. Do a little bit too much black and everybody will notice. A bit too much lighter colors and they won't notice nearly as much. these lighter colors just kind of fade into the canvas. Let's go. Here we go. This will be a bit of a squeeze here. Right between the two black lines I've got. Nailed it. All right. Oh, I do need to update Zelda. Hey, Mr. 17 Artist. Oh, hello, welcome. But yes, Zelda series, but this itself is not Zelda. This is Link. But yes, give me a moment. I can give you a better view of what I've got so far. Just want to touch up on these bits before I forget about them again. There we are. Let's lock those colors in. Okay, good. There, I think I've got this other leg left. That's what I've got so far. Looks a lot better than the camera lets on, trust me. Gonna be fixing the lighting. Yeah, that's what I got. I'm working at just seeing how things go with this guy. I think the green needs to be a bit lighter. Fortunately, I don't really have a lighter green. I only got that one, but I can mess with it. Well, thank you. All right, yeah, this leg is not that fat, so I need to fix that bit there. I'll just have it like that. Alright. Yeah, nice. I have some weird issues today. The chat box isn't working, things like that. Yeah. But I'll work on it. I'll fix it. Just give me some time. Yeah, we need one right there. Like that. Down. And we need to, there we are. A bit more detail on the boot here. And we can fill that one in, and that should be good enough. Alright, however, we do have a slight issue with the boot here. This needs to be a little bit thinner because it's a bit out of whack here. And there we are. Should be okay. There we are. There we are. Yeah, I've started this guy Sunday, I think. So 2 days ago. I'm trying to finish him within the week. Pretty sure I can. It might be a bit of a stretch near the end. I haven't even started on the weaponry yet. There it is. But we'll see. Oh yeah, the tunic over here. I don't have a outer edge for that one. Gotta fix that. Alright, so right about here. down we go. Just like that, run across, get that nice little curve there, the little fold in the cloth. Have it nice and tuck right back in there. And just like that. Cool. Okay. Very small little, subtle little changes, but they add up. Okay, I've got the belt there. Got a little bit of a white space here that shouldn't be there, but I had to leave myself some space. Alright. You any good? No. You're all dry now. Great. A little bit of paint left right there. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Need it right here. Let's try my hand at freehanding some of this. Belt there. Belt loop. Come on. I've got a little bit of paint left. There we are. And just running out of paint. Let's call. Oop, it needs to be angled up a little bit more because it isn't flat. Right, it's curved there. Gotta work on it. I think I do need to shorten that. It's a little too off there. So we shorten it just like that. And the belt is a little bit more in line. Give it a little bit of a curve there. There we are. That looks a little better. A little bit better. Alright, so there's the belt buckle. I'm gonna go with it. These fine, tiny little details. I think I need a bigger canvas. I think that's one of the things I'm going to work on later. Because a bigger canvas means you can make finer lines with a bigger brush. Instead of like really itty bitty tiny little strokes. I'm using just a couple of hairs on the brush here to get these lines. And here's his belt buckle. Buckles are kind of a fascinating little accessory, I guess. Too many and it's just ridiculous. Too big and it's, again, ridiculous. But sometimes there's something that can be said about the simplicity of them. You don't need much, and like Link here, just a little belt to hold his tunic in place. I dislike how little time I have to work with some of the paint here, but such is life. There we are. Working it, getting there. And And his belt is red. It's a different color, reddish brown, instead of the normal one we've had for the strap and the boots. It's gonna be a little different. Bit of a color change for it. Alright. There we are. Pick up a little bit of paint here. Fill in that center belt buckle as well as. Just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Almost there. Almost there, almost there. Just a couple little white specks to fill in. And that'll be a nice little belt buckle right there. One of the things I'm slowly trying to understand a bit more is in art, you need the illusion of something, not necessarily that thing itself. Like the illusion of hair, not necessarily all the strands in one spot. Which is why we have the little hairlines there, instead of actual little strands. And it's a hard thing to work with. I keep trying personally to make it exactly right, as close to it as I can, which is a good ideal to work towards. But I get frustrated when it's not exact, it's not right. And so I want it to be exactly like it's supposed to be. But I'm realizing I can't do that. Not quite like I think it should be. So that leads to having to learn, having to adjust, having to look at different things. So I'm trying to open up my third eye, I guess you can call it that way, and just see the world a little differently. And it's okay to be not quite there. Alright, so I've got the boots. They're looking okay. A little touch up here on these bottom ones. Yeah, let's just experiment a little bit down here. Fill in some of these lighter spots. And it is fascinating. One of the things, like with down here, these boots, for instance, I just gave them a simple passover originally, and it left an interesting little texture that looks kind of like what the boots should be. So I like that. As opposed to trying to get the color exactly right, now they have a bit of texture down there, which is cool. Not quite displayed elsewhere, but that's life. Alright, so it is a much brighter red, so we'll go with this guy. And not too much, only just a little dab. And it is a brown, because this red is very, very, very bright. Let's darken it up some. Just a tad, just the tiniest little bit. some of this brown right over here. And maybe pick up some of that red. Well, let's just mix it up right over here. It's gonna be mostly red with a tinge of brown. Let's see what we get. A bit more brown. I think that's actually pretty good. Let's give it a shot. Let's give this a go. See where we get to with this. And need to clean up the brush. I'm also of the odd little habit trying to do everything with the smallest utensil possible because that has the best detail on it. It's not something I like natively try to do, but I find myself falling back into it. I don't use the bigger, more effective tools because they're not as precise. I end up finding myself just like combing over Minecraft with a spoon type of thing. Just this little bit here. Like, if I could paint it with this tiny little brush, I might actually, because that gives the most control. But I found that it's a lot more effective using the bigger brushes, especially for like the big old background I had. It really wouldn't work for this. I do have a story though. My grandpa, he retired, and he was a painter. Actual portrait painting, kind of like what I'm doing here. Not portrait, but landscape. He did try portraits, but he never was happy with how they all came out. They were good, they were okay, but they didn't quite sit entirely well with him. So he was a lot better with landscapes and like still lifes and the like. Don't quite know how you find out what your niche is, but that's it. But anyway, he retired from his job at a printery, I believe it was. And he needed something to do, so he decided to paint his house. Little awnings above the garage, little alcoves and such. And so he got up one day and started doing it, and kept doing it. But the thing was, he was using like a 1-inch paintbrush. He'd sit up there on a ladder and paint and paint and paint, and that's what he did. He just sat there painting on that for like days, probably weeks, I'd imagine. Gave him something to do, honestly, but it was. I always keep that in mind when I keep trying to paint everything with a tiny little brush. Oop. I missed the spot down there. Let's quick hurry, get that before all my paint dries. And right up here. Alright, and a little bit up here, and the neck, get that all good. I think that's okay. A couple little spots left over here. I think that should be good for most of the skin there. A bit here on the finger. Yeah, there we go. But I always keep my grandpa in mind whenever I try and like work something with the smallest tool available. Because it's not just paint and art, I do it in other aspects as well. Because I don't know why. It's just a habit, I guess. Yeah, hell, I even do it in, like, I just always do that, don't I? Yeah, like in Animal Crossing, they had the patterns you can make. You could sit there and like color in little pixel grid patterns, and make designs and little. Oop, picked up some wrong stuff there. And whatnot, and I'd sit there with just the single pixel-sized brush and just go with it. Of course, I also did that with a calculator in math class. You get the TI whatevers, and they have a graphing calculator, and you can draw pixel pictures in there. Make Mega Man, Mario, Samus, stuff like that. And when I had free time, I tend to do that. Alright, I think that's pretty good for most of that. There's one little bit down here. I'm gonna go fix that real quick. I didn't get it all off. Good enough. There we are. Okay. So now I need to start working on the other colors, namely the shields and such, as well as touching up the tunic again. But I'm not sure where what to do on the tunic. It needs to be a little lighter, especially the hat there. The hat is much too dark. Alright, so I do have. I didn't. Well, let's give it a shot. Alright, so pink. Let's do some freehand. It should. Or not. I noticed that it's not quite set right. Give me a minute. Alright, so you should not be flat, but should erase. Your pencil is supposed to come off. Angled slightly that way. Alright. And so yeah, so shape seems a little weird. Alright, try back. Sorry about that. I just needed to readjust that real quick. Okay. Let's try and freehand this. One of the things I want to try and work towards is not being constrained to having to have a sketch underneath. But as I say that, sorry, I end up having really wanting to have a sketch underneath. Because this is weird. Yeah, this is not coming out right. I'm doing this because I have the red available, and that's the only red left. But I'm gonna have to redraw that. It's a very particular pattern, which
which is a problem. If it was just like the hat or something, I could broad stroke that, but it's not. So, well, I guess I'll work on sword pommel here. Looks like we have some color back in this little corner over here, but most of it is black. Oop. Got that line there. So, a little bit here. And just hints of the steel there. Alright, so just a little bit more lower. Fill that in. Paint, go on the brush, and then just go on the canvas. Like I keep saying, just kind of minor little pet peeves, I guess. Alright. There we are. And we have a nice separation right there. Fill it out. No room for a... So we need to go and go like that. Seems to be a very solid and it's dry. Small brush does not last very long. And I would think you have a small, very small little bit there. And that's a grid line. Cover over that. Then down here, just a solid little bit of black there. And fade it back in over there. Get some more of that blue steel in. Right. And I need more paint. Be a shadow of sorts on this blade here. I'm working on. Alright. Fills in that gap there. Rounds out somewhat and then spreads back out. A little bit unnatural, but that's what we got there. Okay. Like that, and back over here. Give a bit of depth to this one, right there. And then we've got the split right there. It comes up on top as well, but I fudged that, so we'll leave it there. And we've got more paint, more paint. Alright, so bit up over here and slants down, give it the illusion of depth, a little bit less of a slant, and it comes up over here like that, and then the final underline on there, and that should be good. Oh, we can color in the other ones there.
So these pommel thingies are a bit of an orange, similar to the boots, but a little oranger, not quite as brown. Alright, there we are. Like that, and it's fascinating. I keep trying different techniques for things as well. For instance, those just pop out like that, don't they? Huh. I keep trying different things. One of the ones I'm doing here is seeing what it looks like with the outline first. That's what I get for not cleaning off my brush. Trying an outline first, and then going in with the color. Seeing how that works out. Seems to be interesting enough, and I can always redo the outlines. They're not overly hard to work with. Looks like it's probably not the best way to go about it, because I do have things a little wonky in spots. But it seems alright. Can't forget that guy there. Alright, and the rest of it is a dark steel color, not shaded. Oh, I've got some hand shading there. I overlooked that bit. Alright, so fit right there. Close that in. Slightly round it. There we are. Pretty close. And this other one right about there. It's a much smaller one for the knuckles, back of the hand. Good enough, I guess. I think some recoloring on the other bits, that should work out okay. Just because I'm here, just because I have some time, I'm filling in some of the spots I don't need to really worry about. Doing color first, like the shading right over here. This is angled slightly the other way. Almost missed that there. And then a similar one over here. And that goes a bit of an angle like that. Slight downward angle for that one. And that should be a nice little diamond shape for it there. Alright, there we are. Wrong way again. And this one is almost entirely black with just a slight school diver on the top there of color. Let's work with that. See where we can get to with it. And then there's a bit of a darkened spot right here, right after the point. Okay, and I think that's all the shading on there, barring some odd this or that. There we are. I think we're good. Alright, we've got the shield left and the sword. So I think we'll work on those tomorrow. I'd have to remix up those paints for a couple of minutes. Don't think I'm gonna do that. So yeah, not bad. It's working out. It's coming along, coming along. But yeah, I think that'll be it for today. Thank you. Anybody still hanging around watching me? It's kind of fun. I'm having fun painting. And the big one is I've taken away, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's such a simple concept that is so hard to actually put into practice. Art. Yep. Yeah, here I'll show you one last little final close-up before we head off for the day. See if I can give you my problem is I can't see it. There we go. We'll go with that. So what I've got so far. I'm actually pretty proud of this so far. The hair, specifically, looks, actually the camera looks pretty bad. Oh, that's why I got little white spots in there. I'll fix that. Fix that later. It's weird. I can like see things and it looks okay here, but then the camera picks up all the stuff I missed. Anyway, take care everybody. I'm off. I'm gonna go eat some breakfast, recover and stuff. Yeah, I think next time we'll work on the metal bits. The shield and the sword. See if we can pick those up. And then after that, try and touch it all up. Have a good one, everyone. See you later.